3 years in this apartment and the loveliest neighborhood, Katong. So many tears cried, so many late nights party with my best friends, so much fur littered everywhere, and a lot of memories collected in the form of photos, art created, and books purchased. I needed this chapter of my life to grow into the person I am today. In 3.5 years of staying here, I fell out of love and grew to love myself so much more. I then fell in love 2 more times with my beautiful son Gary the Grey Cat, and now my fiancé. I grew to hate who I became in the corporate world and quit to be a full-time creator within 3.5 years too. I made so many other bold decisions that have led me to where I am today. Before handing over the keys, I thanked this space endlessly for giving me the physical and mental space to grow as a person. And although rent was something that hurt my wallet every first of the month, it was money well spent on mental health and personal growth. While packing, I also uncovered so many old memories and realized how much of a hoarder I was. I wonder when this bad habit of keeping things and not discarding them began. I stopped drinking, well, not stopped, but cut back by a lot, so I sent my collection across to my mum for safekeeping. I wonder if 2020 Matilda, the Matilda that craved parties, lifelong devoted friendships, and to be accepted by anyone and everyone, would have imagined herself to be who she is today, or was she just never sure at all? Hey y'all, I am moving out of my apartment in a week. And welcome to, Moving Diaries. Just randomly had this idea, let's roll with it. I have actually cleared quite a lot of stuff in the house, but there is more to come. So let's clear the kitchen today. Indeed, there was too much clutter for just one person living on her own, but at least Gary's here to help. I found some old things amongst all of his food and snacks, such as expired soda water, beans, pasta, and maybe in some way I was preparing for the apocalypse. I also found random things below the sink and was so confused about the whole process. On the days leading up to handing over the keys back to my landlord, it was a flurry of emotions. Tons of conversations with friends and family. Hey, would you be able to adopt my plant? Hey, would it be okay for Gary to come stay with you? Hey, would you want extra camping chairs, some art books, some golf clubs? I was decluttering at an unprecedented rate. I was giving away the pieces of myself to the people I loved and hoped that would be a memory of me while I traveled the world. I then packed up whatever I could and sent them off to my mom, dad, and my dear friend's home, clearly underestimating how much things I really had. I clearly remember panicking at 10 p.m. and getting a Grab Express to send even more things to my dad's home. But yeah, I had a lot of clutter. On the second last day of staying at the shophouse unit, I came across familiar, disturbing, yet comforting sights of pests that have somehow crawled into the stairwell, walked the same physically tiring stairs that I've walked up for the past 3.5 years, pet my cat who had blocked the entrance and continued packing. I spent the last few hours of the final day at the apartment savoring every minute because it would have been my last morning there. In those moments, I realized that I've made a home out of a space, and I did it on my own. And I'm still happy that I made the decision to move out at 23. Renting this space on my own was definitely one of my favorite experiences in my 20s. And it was definitely a test of my resilience and my character really, because I had to be very conscious of how I was spending my money. My next steps was actually to travel the world, and before doing that, of course, I had to say goodbye to my one and only son, Gary the Grey Cat. The decision to also pursue my dreams abroad meant that I had to keep him in Singapore here with a dear friend while I was trying to figure myself out as a person. Saying goodbye to him and also not being able to spend every day with him still hurts me until today. But I know that I'm doing my best in terms of trying to find a new space to move into so I can properly port him over. After that, I said my goodbyes to everyone, and I also fed Gary his last meal before heading off to my next leg of my journey. And this was the last video that I took in the apartment. Okay y'all, we are going to say bye to this apartment for the final time. It's been 3 years since I stayed here, since I moved in 2020, and wow, so much memories, so much crying, so much parties, so much heartbreak, and so much love in this house. I can't wait for the next chapter. So join me along on this digital nomad journey and like and subscribe if you like this video. See you in the next one.